This program brought to you by the Arts and Communications Academy at Lansdowne High School. It's the Lansdowne Show.
Welcome to episode 2 of the Lansdowne Show. I'm your host, Sierra. Thanks for joining us.
It's the Lansdowne Lowdown.
So, it's the Lansdowne Lowdown.
It's the Lansdowne Lowdown.
The Hippodrome Foundation sends out, outreach groups, and we have a partnership with them for various events. One of the main things that affects instrumental music, band and orchestra, is that they will send out clinicians from the Soulful Symphony, which is one of their ensembles in residence. So the Soulful Symphony clinicians will come out and do master classes with my various sections. So behind, you see Mr. Rivera leading a sectional with the brass section, while we have a string sectional going on in there, and out in the auditorium lobby, we have the woodwinds, and then on stage, because they're the loudest, we have the percussion section.
And to get a little picture of their life and their passions and their fears, and it's extremely exhilarating. And then to translate that into music, and how can we bring all of our experiences together and make music as a single organism, as an orchestra. It's thrilling and daunting at the same time, but it's so much fun. I never want the time to end.
What does a nosy jalapeno do? Get a jalapeno business.
Hi, Miss Steve.
Hi, Nick.
How are you doing?
Good, how are you?
That's good. You're a history teacher?
I am.
So why don't you tell me a little something about history with Thanksgiving?
Okay. Well, from what we know, the history of Thanksgiving started with the Pilgrims on the Mayflower coming to America. They landed in Massachusetts, in the Cape Cod area. It took about 66 days, they say. So these people were on the ship for an extremely long time. Already, about half of the people on the ship had died en route. So they befriended the local Indian tribes. It's called the Wampanoag. Basically helped them kind of cultivate the land and figure out how they could fish, how they could grow tobacco, grow corn was one of the biggest things, and they survived that first winter.
Okay.
Yeah. First Thanksgiving.
So how has that first celebration of survival evolved into the modern day Thanksgiving?
It's actually hilarious because, obviously those people never would have guessed that what they were doing would ever be anything more than just a party because they were still alive. It wasn't until, I think, about 1777 or sometime in the late 1700s that we started to kind of celebrate that heritage of colonialism and those first people to come over. So in the late 1700s, we started to look back kind of with nostalgia at those first Americans that came over. It wasn't until Lincoln was the first person to actually kind of make it semi-official. And the reason he did it was during the Civil War in 1863, the nation was basically torn up. Mm-hmm. So he was trying to figure out a way to kind of bring people together, the war-torn nation. Mm-hmm. So he made this day of Thanksgiving, they called it. And it wasn't a national holiday. He basically just said, hey, country, let's get together and celebrate. And he didn't even necessarily tie it with the Pilgrims. He just said, let's all be thankful. It wasn't until later that people started to equate Thanksgiving with the Pilgrims. People said, oh, let's think of a time in American history when people were very thankful. And it came back to those first Pilgrims that had survived. And in the early 20th century, we began to celebrate it as a nation. And it became official in 1941, I believe. And FDR made it an official national holiday.
And then, so how do you think the celebration of Thanksgiving has affected the nation?
Good question. Thanksgiving is a great way to kind of like come back together, reconnect with family, be thankful for the things that we have, and even if we don't necessarily like take time to historically remember why it started, it's cool that it has the way that it's evolved has become what it is. When we look at these people that started the first Thanksgiving, this is really one of the only times in history when a group of Native Americans and a group of settlers got along to the point where they could like cohabitate. Most of the time when we see new settlers and colonists coming over, there's a lot more violence. There's a lot more forcing Native Americans to try to assimilate or vice versa. And this is one of the sole instances we see in history of the Wampanoag people and the Pilgrims actually celebrating and kind of cohabitating successfully. We don't see that a lot too much in history, so it is a thing to celebrate.
Thank you, Miss Dean.
Thank you very
giving
much.
us a brief history on Thanksgiving and its evolution throughout the years.
Absolutely. Thank you.
So that's been all for this episode of Mr. Conroy's Schoolhouse. Come check us out next month.
There's so many interesting things going on here at Lansdowne. Check out this.
I have a lot of blood coming up when I finish this project.
We're kind of like simulating, kind of like in a realistic perspective of how like a person dies, how we're going to use all the skills we learned so far in order to detect how they died, and do like a sort of like investigation.
Part of analyzing a crime scene and reconstructing the crime scene is figuring out how things came together. So we've been talking about what goes into analyzing a crime scene. Now we're constructing a small crime scene, applying all of those techniques for interpreting them sort of in reverse, seeing why something is the way it is and where it comes from. And then when you switch, you're going to be analyzing someone else's crime scene and then determining what their scenario is, what happened to their victim based on your experience creating your crime scene.
Well, you see, we're doing this because we made a crime scene and these are our victims.
This is my body, and this is my pumpkin face.
Pumpkin looks kind of dead, huh?
Yeah, his teeth are gone, and he's about to get ripped apart. We're going to stab his heart out. Stab his heart out. We're going to have a lot of blood coming up.
Yes, Mr. Carson, you can inherit your grandmother's estate if you're able to stay one night in a haunted house.
That's great, but can I still get a number 5?
What kind of dipping sauce would you like?
Barbecue. Katie, guess what? I got a 20-piece nugget from McDaniel's and they gave me a free Big Mike.
What? You went to McDaniel's and you didn't even give me a fried apple pie?
Oh yeah, they don't sell those anymore.
Yes, they do.
By the way, I sold the house this morning, because tonight we're moving into a haunted house.
What? How can you just uproot our family without consulting me?
I assumed you'd be on board.
Well, you know what they say about the word assume.
Why don't you ever like any of my ideas?
Steve, it's a haunted house!
Katie, that's just a figure of speech.
I'm sorry, Steve, but I'm not leaving this house.
Well, that's awkward. We already did.
Ugh, I gotta stop letting you go to McDaniel's by yourself. I guess I have to make the most out of a bad situation. I mean, after all, we did get this house all for a nugget purchase. I should be thankful. Ugh. Steve, something is seriously wrong.
Darn it, Katie, you broke the TV.
That's it. Stephen B. Carson, I don't want to live here anymore.
Why?
This place gives me the willies.
Katie, you're overreacting.
Blood was oozing from the walls.
The walls did that at our old house.
That is true. But I still don't like it here. Plus, I think it's starting to have a bad influence on Nicole.
That's ridiculous. Hi, baby. Katie, this housewarming party was the best idea you ever had.
It was your idea, honey.
Oh yeah.
Steve, please. We gotta get out of this house as soon as possible.
Why?
Get out!
That's why!
You're really scared of a voice, Katie? Catch you later, Steve. Babies.
For God's sake, Steve, let's just leave.
I worked long and hard for this house, and nothing, I mean nothing, could make me leave. Except that. Let's go home. Katie, could you give me a hand?
I see Christmas coming up in the future.
Ho ho ho, Merry Christmas. Jingle bells, jingle all the way. Oh, what fun it is to ride in a one-horse open.
And now for another episode of Cooking It Up with Matt.
Okay, well, welcome to another episode of Cooking It Up with Matt. This is Matt, I'm Nick, and today we're gonna be making zucchini muffins.
First off, one large bowl. I already have all of our ingredients measured out. We have unsalted butter melted. We have our sugar, cinnamon, 2 beaten eggs, vanilla extract, baking soda, nutmeg, and salt. And also we have flour. And we've already grated up our zucchini right here. All right, large bowl. This is where we're going to put our zucchini, of course. We're also going to put our sugar, eggs, and vanilla.
So we start with our sugar. 1 1/3 cup.
2 beaten eggs. Now we're going to put in our vanilla. All right, now we're going to need to stir that up. While we're doing that, let's put our other ingredients, because you're going to have to use 2 separate bowls now. We're going to put our dry ingredients into a separate bowl. That's your sugar and your nutmeg, baking soda, cinnamon, and your flour. You can mix it up. Now we're going to add the melted butter
to our liquid mixture.
Stir that up in. Now we're going to add our zucchini in. Okay, mix that up. And as soon as he's done mixing in the zucchini, we're going to mix into the dry ingredients into the liquid ingredients. Our batter is stirred up. Got our pans. Make sure.
Batter up.
Batter up. Now we're going to spray some Pam on our pan so the muffins don't stick.
No one likes sticky muffins.
I guess now we're going to put our batter in. Now we're going to put our muffins in the oven. They have to bake for 30 minutes, and we'll check back in with you when they're done. Alright, the muffins are done, and now all we gotta do is pull them out of the oven. Okay, on behalf of Nick and I'd like to thank you for watching, and this is the final product.
We're going to be showing you the electric slide. It's very simple dance. It's only, what, 4 or 5 steps. It's very easy. Anybody can do it. So let's get to it.
Well, we're going to
to teach you the electric slide. It's a 4-count dance step, right, left, backwards, step taps, and then a kick turn. First to the right. Ready? Go. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then you go to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Then backwards. 1, 2, 3, 4. You're going to rock forward, backward. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4. Then the next step, you're going to step, make a kick, and do a quarter turn. Step, kick, and then you're into the next move. Okay? So all together, it is, ready, go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Back, 2, 3, 4. Rock forward, back, step, kick. 1, 2.
All together now.
Hey, it's Sunfish. Oh, hi, I'm Sunfish, and welcome to another episode of Surprising Books, Part 3, the Collector's Edition. Now, in this episode, we're going to be talking about a couple of books that I picked personally, and they're quite very dear to my heart. But before I begin, I would like to talk to you guys about how I appreciate your effort on watching our show, and it's been... Hello? Hi, Mom. I'll be home, yeah. All right, but I'm in the middle of doing something. So can you call me? Yeah, later. I'll call you back. All right, bye. Love you too. Sorry about that. So the first book I'm going to be covering is The Odyssey of Homer. And what this is about King Leonidas and how he's on a journey home. And there's a giant sea god who gets really, really angry at him. And he flips his shopping cart, boats over. He also kills he stabs a giant in the eye and blinds him, and they have to escape on the belly of a sheep, as you can see here to my left.
You're gonna die! You don't like it.
I don't like it.
Okay, I go start cave. Don't run off.
Okay, we gotta go. Okay, come on, get up! You gotta go! Now, the next book I'm going to be covering is The Crucible. The Crucible is about a church, a white light. As you can see, the covers don't lie. It's about a guy named John Proctor and how he sleeps with a girl, probably like 14 years old. It's sick, man. And how everyone thinks he's a witch and other people are witches, and everyone's getting hung or killed, or pretty much the same thing, for being a witch. Look to my right.
This man is a witch, and I will tell you why. Because
lying.
he weighs
He
more
always
than
says-
a duck.
He just
Duck?
talks about- oh my
Ducks
God.
can
Ducks,
float.
they swim.
Wood also
Floating.
floats.
Wood
Wood
does not
can
float. It
also
sinks.
burn.
We went
Therefore,
fishing together.
Because we burn witches, we must burn
I swam
him
in a lake.
because he's a witch.
No one!
Oh, wow, who knew Monty Python lived back then? That's pretty cool stuff. Now, the next book I'm going to be covering is Things Fall Apart. It's about an upside-down African mask and about a bunch of African tribes and how they pick yams. They also kill a guy and he gets maimed and horribly murdered for not being able to pick yams or something like that. The last book I'm going to be covering is To Kill a Mockingbird by Lee Harper. It's about yarn, stopwatches, a pigeon, and a broken moon. Now what happens, oh wow. Wow. Sorry, saw something crazy. But it's about how a bunch of kids tried climbing a tree. It's about racism pretty much, and about how unfair the South was. It's really sad. Like, I have no idea why. Hold on, I'm sorry. Hello? Mom! Okay, bye. I love you too. So, well, this has been another episode with Sunfish. Book Surprising Part 3, Part 4. I hope you had a wonderful time and hope to see you all next time.
LHS Rack.
What is it?
Random acts of kindness. Dagger tweaks and pics at LHS Rack when you see someone doing something nice or showing an act of kindness.
You can follow at LHS Rack on Twitter too. LHSRAK.
Be nice, see nice, tweet about it.
Spread the kindness, not the drama.
Welcome to the most recent history show. I'm your host, Emma, and in case you've been sleeping for the whole month of October, here's what you missed. Since it's October, you can't forget about Halloween. October is also the month of breast cancer awareness and LGBT history. Remember Bill Nye the Science Guy? He was on Dancing with the Stars. Sadly, Tropical Storm Karen has affected a lot of people, so if you would like to help them out, please visit the website below. The government went on shutdown. Malala has won Europe's $65,000 Human Rights Award. A planet 80 light years from Earth has been found. That's all for this month. Hopefully you're all caught up now, and I'll see you next month. Here at Lansdowne, we have lots of ducks. Hope you're enjoying the show.
Hi. This November, I'd like to urge you not to give in to the peer pressure of No Shave November. It's just a month. It has nothing to do with beards. You don't have to grow one. Oh no. No! Not again! Oh, that's better. I dare you not to grow a beard this November. And check us out on YouTube at LHS Televideo.
It's good to take. You get to learn the skill. When you first come out of high school, a lot of people say, you know, you want to go to college and a whole bunch of things. This is totally an option. You can go to trade school and this gives you a nice little footing or stand point. Like I said, it's just a really good benefit. You get to make a lot more money, and if you're just a kid who doesn't know if he's going to college or not, or if he's going, like, you know, anywhere. This would be a good start. And, you know, you won't be out there working at Target and Walmart making, like, I don't know, $8 or $9 an hour. Matt Pepriani, but he's doing windows now. He's making like $17 an hour. It's pretty good for a guy just starting out right after high school.
That's a lot. This is Instagram's instance of random. Did you know the inventors of bubble wrap, Alfred Fielding and Mark Chivanius, were originally trying to make plastic wallpaper? Didn't quite work out, did it?
It's the Lansdowne Lowdown.
So, it's the Lansdowne Lowdown.
It's the Lansdowne Lowdown.
So could you tell me what PLTW is?
PLTW stands for Project Lead the Way, and it's a national program that is to train students for careers in the biomedical sciences.
And could you tell me about the field trip to the hospital and what the purpose was and what the students got out of it?
So the senior class for Project Lead the Way is called Biomedical Innovation, And the focus of the class is to come up with solutions to help solve problems for 21st century health challenges. So the first problem that we worked on was to design an emergency room that helped to reduce the wait time that patients had to endure when they check in. Because we know that there have been patients that died because they haven't been seen efficiently in the emergency room. So the students had to actually design a floor plan, come up with staffing solutions, make sure the devices that were there to be used on the patients were working properly and could be tracked efficiently, that they could find the patients where they what rooms they were in, what beds they were in, could find their family members quickly enough. So it was a whole bunch of things that they had to include in their project. And so we went to University of Maryland, which has a brand new emergency room, and the doctors and nurses there took us around to look at all the new innovations that they put in to help with the wait times.
Thank you. Keep watching. There's more Lansdowne show where that came from. Thanks for watching. See you next month on The Lansdowne Show.